Hi, this video is about a diversity and discrimination project. It's an actually in-class activity that I did with my Destination Kent State first year experienced students in 3 classes this year. Let me explain this. Here you have group 1, you have group 2, group 3, and group 4. Over here is group 5. We're not going to talk about group 5 just yet, but I'm going to get back to them in a little bit. Let me tell you about group 1. Group 1 is the dominant group. The directions are there's no talking at all for any groups no matter what. No talking. Group 1 needs to stand comfortably close together. They need to also have their group sheets in front of them at about chest height. So group 1 will have this sheet, group 1, and on the back of that are the directions, and you can see they're upside down here. But here, I'll do this. We'll just read this here. Group 1 stays where they are. They're the best group, and they own the space. They're the dominant group again, and part of the instructor's assignment is to go up to them and let them know that they're the only group that is told how to think and feel. Group 1 are only allowed to let in 2 group members from group number 2. Okay, so it'll look like that. They're allowed 1 member from group number 3 also to come in. No members from group 4 may enter group 1 under any circumstances by group 1. There's no pushing or shoving. It has to be all done by body language. Group 1 has to use smiles and head nods for yes, we accept you, or head shakes no for we do not accept you. The biggest disclaimer that I tell everybody, and it's in their directions, if they're not happy with a group, they can migrate over to group 5. Group 5 has a special sheet that looks like this. It has group 5, so you can see the hand. This is actually red. It looks a little orange on the screen, but it's red. And group 5 is going to be over here for now. They're usually in the center of the room. So let's do this. Let's go on to tell you about group number 2. Group number 2, again, no talking. There's no pushing or shoving. They hold their cards up for the whole group to see. Group 2 looks just like this. Try to get it in the frame there. So group number 2. They also have directions on their sheet that they're holding up. There's only 4 members of group 2. Group 2's objective is to get the entire group into group 1. But if you remember, only 2 people are allowed into group 1 from group 2. So there's some problems right there. Group 2 is also trying to get into group 3. Okay, so while 1's here, 2's here, these are trying to get together. Okay, now I want you to remember this. This is where it gets a little complicated coming in. Once in group number 1, group 2 can accept only 1 group member from number 4. But something I didn't tell you. In group 1, if another member from any other group accepts another person, that group is rejected. Okay, so now you'll only have 1 from here. So group 2, their hand motions are also, they used to have to do hand motions, so stop or come on, you can join us. So that's all they're allowed to do. And again, if group 2 members are not happy, they can migrate over to group 5. And let's get group 5 over here, actually. We'll put group 5. You can see all of group 5. Well, there's a lot of group 5, and I'll explain to you why in a bit. Group number 3, in the middle, cannot push or shove. They have to hold their card up for the whole group to see. And their card looks like this, a big group number 3 with a circle. And they're going to all try to gain entry into group number 1. There's 4 of them right there. But remember, group 1 will only take in 1, group 3. So if group 3 tries to get more of their buddies in, they all get kicked out and have to go home, back to their corner. Group number 3 also has to reject all of group 2 from joining their group over here. Now remember, group 2's objective is to get everybody into group 3. So we're setting up rejection and acceptance levels. Group number 3 can also accept only 1 member from group 4 into their group. So 1 member can go in. Okay. Once in group number 1, group 3 can reject all group 4 members. Okay, so that gets a little tricky. Poor group 4 is just over here on the side. Again, group 3 rejection is they have to turn their backs to everybody, and I can't do that with a camera the way it's set. If they want somebody in, they look at them and just smile. It's pretty simple. Well, for them anyhow. Group number 4 is our poor little group number 4. There's only 3 people in this group. They have to hold their card up, and their card is a square number 4. They're square. And their goal is to try to get into group 1, but by only approaching group number 2 in 3 members. So if you'll remember, only 2 members from group 2 are allowed into group 1, and 1 member from 3. So if 4 goes here, uh-oh, they get rejected. They go home. If group 4 goes over to 2 and they get accepted, they all go home. So no matter what happens, group number 4 really can't even join almost any group. It's very, very difficult for them. They kind of have it tough. Group 4 can use any type of body language they want to accept or reject people into their group. But you know what? Nobody is trying to go into poor group 4. Group 4, they're literally the loner. They're the outside group. They're the toughest group to get into any of the other groups. Now, group 5, again, we saw group 5. They've got the group 5 hand. I'm just going to show you this. Once people are frustrated, let's see if you can read that while I'm talking. Group 5 is composed of anybody from group 1, 2, 3, or 4 who becomes frustrated with the exercise or the activity or the way their group's going. They then are instructed to go over to the middle of the room to pick up a red sheet that has individually unique directions, and nobody's allowed to know what's on it because remember, there's no talking. They then have to go around and hold out their hand and accept people, and they'll also give everybody a high five. So group 5 is the highest group that everybody wants to be in. So group 4 should get frustrated. They'll convert to group 5. Okay, so group 5. There's no more group 4. Group 4 has turned into group 5. They go around and they're trying to get other people. Well, remember, there's 2 and 1 if the ratios are right, or maybe they're here. But this is group 1. This is what it should look like. Then eventually group 3 members are going to migrate into group 5 also. Then you'll have 6. Everybody's trying to give high fives. These 2 members in group 2 who are rejected become group 5 members. So group 5 is becoming the cool group because everybody's being accepted. If these 2 members were rejected because they expected somebody else to come in, they'll go here. Maybe a couple people from here go in, and then maybe the rest, everybody else goes in. So everybody's out. Everybody's group 5. At the end of the exercise, I have all the students do an evaluation of what they did, how they did it, why they got rejected, what they think they got rejected for. And then everybody's in group 5. Group 5 is the utopian group. Everybody's accepted. Nobody's rejected. So you want to be in group 5 always in a diversity and discrimination activity.